What's up, what's up, what's up? Here I am, your teacher and soon-to-be mandaragat. Just wanted to share to you yung mga natutunan ko sa aking Marpol subject, and that is Marpol 7378. Tara, samahan niyo ako. So, ano nga bang Marpol 7378 or the International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships? Okay? Marpol Convention is the main international convention covering the prevention of pollution of the marine environment. Kaya tinawag siyang Marpol or marine pollution. Okay? It either be operational or accidental causes. It is a combination of two treaties adopted in 1973 and 1978, kaya Marpol 7378. Okay? Updated and amendment through the years. Okay? The convention includes regulations aimed at preventing and minimizing pollutions from ships. Of course, we all know that ships releases pollutions to water that is or that may be harmful to marine life. Okay? It can be both accidental or from routine operations. Okay? And it currently includes 6 technical annexes from Annex 1 to Annex 6 with different ship pollutions covered. Okay? Special areas with strict controls on operational discharges are included in most annexes. So, ano ba yung special areas? Special areas are the areas or the sea areas provided with higher level of protection than other sea areas. So, mas protected siya, okay, from the pollutions. So now, let's go to the annexes of Marpol 7378, which is the first annex, Annex 1, or the regulations for the prevention of pollution by oil. It entered into force October 2 of 1983. Annex 1 covers the prevention of pollution by oil from operational measures as well as from accidental discharges. So alam naman natin na hindi lahat ng pagtagas ng langis ay sinasadya. So maaring ito ay aksidente, pwedeng sa banggaan. Okay? Boom, boom, boom.
Come on!
Okay? Or pwede rin because of operational measures. Okay? The 1992 amendment of Annex 1 made it mandatory for new oil tankers to have double hulls and brought it in phase 1 schedule for existing tankers to fit double hulls, okay, which was subsequently revised in 2001 and 2003. Ano po yung double hulls? Mamaya i-discuss natin yung double hulls, okay? Annex 1 was revised and entered into force January 1 of 2007. So now, ano nga ba yung double hull na karamihan sa ating mga ships ngayon ay naka-double hull na ayon sa IMO. So as you can see in the figure, meron tayo ditong single hull at saka double hull. So kung makikita nyo, meron tayo sa double hull, parang meron tayong dalawang hull. Okay? Bakit? Kasi kung magkaroon man ng accidents like collision or grounding, at magkaroon ng butas yung ating ship, hindi kagad tatagas yung ating oil, which is iyon yung ating
Oh, come on!
ano ba? Bakit ba maingay? Okay, iyon yung ating iniiwasan. Okay? Ang problema nga lang, kung makikita nyo sa figure, dahil sa dalawa nga yung ating hull, maliit na lang yung spaces para doon sa ating okay, may tao. Para dun sa ating paglalagyan ng ating oil. Okay? So kasi pag tumagas yung oil, the tendency is hindi naman siya nagdi-dilute doon sa ating tubig. Nagstay lang siya doon sa ibabaw. So the tendency, magkakaroon ng harmful effect ito sa ating mga marine life. Okay? Sa ating mga isda or any other marine life. Bakit? Nagkakaroon kasi ng lack of oxygen dahil nga nasa ibabaw lang yung ating oil. Okay? Kaya iniiwasan yan yung pagtagas ng oil. Okay? Now, let's go on to the second annex of Marpol 7378 or Annex 2, Regulations for the Control of Pollution by Noxious Liquid Substance in Bulk. When we say noxious, it is harmful and must be in bulk or ibig sabihin mas maramihan. Okay, it entered into force October 2 of 1983. It details the discharge criteria and measure for the control of pollution by noxious liquid substances carried in bulk. Kahit nga naman tayo taong makalunok lang or makainom tayo ng mga noxious liquid substance, 'di ba? Parang malaki yung epekto sa atin. How much more if mga marine life yung makaka-take nitong mga liquid substance or noxious liquid substance. Some 250 substances were evaluated and included in the list appended to the convention. The discharge of the residues is allowed only to reception facilities. Again, pwede lang po mag-discharge sa reception facilities, okay? Until certain concentrations and conditions are complied with. In any case, no discharge of residue containing noxious substances is permitted within 12 miles of the nearest land. So, okay po, hindi po pwedeng mag-release or mag-discharge ng harmful liquid substance from the nearest land, 12 miles from the nearest land. Okay, bawal na bawal po yun. At ito po ay criminal offense. Okay? It was revised and entered into force January 1 of 2007. Next is the Annex 3 or the Prevention of Prevention of pollution by harmful substances carried by sea in package form. It entered into force July 1 of 1992. Okay? It contains general requirements for the issuing of detailed standards on packing, marking, labeling, documentation, stowage, quantity limitation, exceptions, and notifications. For the purpose of this annex, again,
Oh, come on.
Harmful substances are those substances which are identified as marine pollutants in the International Maritime Dangerous Goods Code or the IMDG code, or which meet the criteria in the appendix of Annex 3. Throwing of harmful substances carried in package form shall be prohibited, except only if it is necessary for the purpose of securing the safety of the ship or saving the life at sea. Okay? So, kung ito po ay para sa safety ng ship at para makaligtas ng buhay, pwede naman po. Ayun lang po. That's the exception. So, wala na pong iba. Okay? And since medyo gumagabi na, let's continue the discussion tomorrow. Okay? Medyo nilalamok na rin ako. So, let's see tomorrow. Bye-bye. Hello? Hello, I'm back. Yeah, your teacher and soon-to-be Mandaragat is back. Okay? Wala nang paligay-ligoy. Balik na tayo dun sa ating pinag-usapan. Tuloy na natin sa Annex 4 or about the prevention of pollution by sewage from ships. Okay, it entered into force. Annex 4 of Marpol 7378 contains requirements to control pollution of the sea by sewage. Okay, the discharge of sewage into the sea is prohibited. Again, discharging of sewage into the sea is prohibited, pinagbabawal, except unless when the ship has in operation an approved sewage treatment plant or when the ship is discharging comminuted and disinfected sewage using an approved system of distance of more than 3 nautical miles from the nearest land. Sewage which is not comminuted or disinfected has to be discharged at a distance of more than 12 nautical miles from the nearest land. Again, so if the sewage is disinfected more than 3 miles from the nearest land, and if it is not disinfected more than 12 nautical miles from In July 2011, IMO, or the International Maritime Organization, adopted the most recent amendments to Marpol Annex 4, which entered into force on January 1st, 2013. The amendments introduced the Baltic Sea as a special area under Annex 4. Again, special areas are the areas or the sea areas that is highly protected, okay? And add new discharge requirement for passenger ships while in a special area. And the special area in Annex 4 is the Baltic Sea. It is generally considered that on the high seas, the oceans are capable of assimilating and dealing with raw sewage through natural bacterial action. So, therefore, the regulation in Annex 4 of Marpol prohibit the discharge of sewage into the sea within a special distance from the nearest land unless otherwise provided. Again, more than 3 miles if the sewage is disinfected, and more than 12 nautical miles if the sewage is not disinfected. Next is Annex 5, or the prevention of pollution by garbage from ships. It entered into force 31st of December 1988. Annex 5 deals with the different types of garbage and specifies the distance from the land and the manner in which they may be disposed of. Okay, meron kasi laging certain distance from the land kung kailan lang pwedeng mag-discharge. Okay? The most important feature of the annex is the complete ban imposed on the disposal into the sea of all forms of plastic. Okay, bawal pong magtapon or bawal mag-dispose ng garbage na plastic sa ating karagatan. Okay? In July 2011, IMO, again, International Maritime Organization, adopted extensive amendments to Annex 5, which entered into force on the first day of January 2013. The revised Annex 5 prohibits the discharge of all garbage into the sea, except as provided otherwise under specific circumstances. Again, kanina po, lahat lang ng plastic. Ngayon po, any form of garbage ay bawal po mag-discharge sa ating mga karagatan. Okay? Unless may specific circumstances, ibig sabihin, may mga acceptable reason why. Okay? Pero bawal po talaga. Okay? The greatest danger comes from plastics, okay, which can float for years. So we all know that it takes time for a plastic to be decomposed. Fish and marine mammals can in some case mistake plastic for food. So, o nga naman, possibly yung ating mga fish or other marinal creatures ay kainin or gawing pagkain yung ating mga kalat or kalat na nanggagaling sa ating mga ships. So, and it is not healthy for the fish or any other sea creatures na kainin niyon kasi hindi nga natutunaw yung plastic. Okay? They can also become trapped in plastic ropes, nets, bag, and other garbage. So, hindi talaga. Kaya talagang yung pagtapon ng mga kalat sa sea ay pinagbabawal. Let's go on to the last annex of Marpol 7378, which is Annex 6, or the prevention of air pollution from ships, which entered into force May 19 of 2005. The regulation limit discharges into the atmosphere of volatile organic compound from tanker cargoes, sulfur oxide, and from the combustion of fuel oils, and nitrogen oxide from diesel engines. With regard to ozone depleting substances, deliberate discharge is prohibited. New installation which contain ozone depleting substance are prohibited on all ships. Lahat po ay ipinagbabawal. In 2011, after extensive work and debate, IMO adopted groundbreaking mandatory technical and operational energy efficiency measures which will significantly reduce the amount of greenhouse gas emission from ships. These measures were included in Annex 6 and entered into force on January 1, 2013. So it was amended and revised. And that's it, the six annexes of Marpol 7378, or the International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships. And again, the six annexes of Marpol 7378, Annex 1, the regulation for the prevention of pollution by oil. Annex 2, regulation for the control of pollution by noxious liquid substances in bulk. Annex 3, prevention of pollution by harmful substances carried by sea in packaged form. Annex 4, prevention of pollution by sewage from ships. Annex 5, garbage. And Annex 6 is about the air pollution from ship. Okay? And that's the six annexes of Marpol 7378. In addition, any violation of the Marpol 7378 Convention within the jurisdiction of any party of the convention is punishable either under the law of that party or under the law of the flag state. In this respect, the term jurisdiction in the convention should be construed in the light of international law in force at the time the convention is applied or interpreted. Furthermore, with the exception of very small vessels, ships engaged on international voyages must carry on board valid international certificates which may be accepted at foreign ports as prima facie evidence that the ship complies with the requirements of the convention. Again, dapat ang ship po ay may hawak na certificate that will say that they had provided or that they have complied all the requirements needed para dun sa kanilang paglalaya or kanilang voyage. Okay? If however there are clear grounds for believing that the condition of the ship or its equipment does not correspond substantially with the particular of the certificate, or if the ship does not carry a valid certificate, the authority carrying out the inspection may detain the ship until it is satisfied that the ship can proceed to sea without presenting unreasonable threat or harm to the marine environment. Again, kung wala man po silang hawak na certificate, or kung meron man pero hindi siya sufficient, pwede po silang i-detain ng authority, ng inspection authority. Papayagin lang po silang makatuloy sa kanilang paglalayag if ever mapatunayan that their ships will not cause a threat or a harm to the marine environment. If so, go na po. Pwede na po silang i-let go. Okay? And that would be all. See you soon. Okay, see you to the next topic. And again, this is just an overview of Marpol 7378. The further or the thorough discussion of this is on the next video. See you.